Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome to another episode. I'm very excited to start this episode off, especially because you guys know any chance I get to talk to you about putting more money in your pocket, I'm here for it. And my guest today is more than here for it. Like, that is what she's come to talk to you guys about today. So I want to introduce Portia Obeng, who is a social media strategist. She helps women level up their LinkedIn so they can attract the money-making opportunities that they deserve. So today we're going to be talking about how to attract that money on LinkedIn. So Portia, welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Yes, I do like for women to make lots of money.
Amazing.
So I'm ready.
You were in the right place. This is my favorite topic. The more money in our pockets, the better.
Yes.
Women having money can never be a bad thing. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us your background. Who are you so that my audience can get to know you a bit?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, as I'm a social media strategist and LinkedIn coach, I've been working in social media for a long time. My first job was way back in the day in 2009, before like people were really using social media in the sense that they're using it now. So I've seen it really evolve and change over time. And in particular, well, my specialties are Instagram and LinkedIn, but LinkedIn has probably changed the most, like the most rapidly in the past 2 or 3 years. Ever since the pandemic, people started using LinkedIn more as a content creation tool. And so now I help women use LinkedIn, whether they want to level up in terms of their career, so gaining more visibility within their organization, or positioning themselves as a thought leader within their industry, or a woman who is a coach, consultant, or service provider if she wants to attract clients using LinkedIn. So that's what I focus on mostly now. And then, making sure that women are not underselling themselves and really talking about the results that they deliver and knowing their worth, and not just being happy, like, oh, I'm just grateful to have this job. If I hear another person say that, the job wouldn't exist without the people to do the work. So you need to make sure you're getting the money you deserve.
Right? That perspective. I hope that didn't go over anyone's head. The job wouldn't exist without the people. We're so quick to say, oh, I'm grateful. Oh, I'm just happy to be given a job. Well, if none of you was there, how's the company going to run? They need you as much as you need. They need you. That is such a big mindset shift to me, because so many people are like, I need a job. Okay, but the job needs you too. It needs all of us. Like infrastructure. The whole business is built on infrastructure. We are a part of the infrastructure. Like, the business cannot run without the people. And I love that you said that. Like, it just wraps it all up in a nice little bow. So
Yes,
you said you've been in social media since 2009.
Yeah.
What attracted you to social media in the first? Because back then it wasn't even like such a huge thing as it is now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic question. My first job out of college, I was working for it was a terrible, terrible fit for me. Oh my goodness, that job was terrible. I was a business analyst. I thought, what was I doing in that role? Like, I'm a free-spirited, creative person who doesn't like a lot of like authority. So that was not a good role for me. And so I left that job without another job in the height of the recession. I was not paying attention. That people were just like, recession. I was like, whatever, I'm about to go get a new job. And so I had skills in just being able to create content online, because did freelance writing when I was in my first role as like a creative outlet. So I had the ability to create content online, and I dabbled in Twitter a little bit. So I was able to leverage those transferable skills and work my way into getting a role in social media. And it also helped that the organization, they didn't know what they were doing. So I just came in and I was like, yeah, I can do this. And so they gave me the job.
See, I love it. You're speaking my language. Transferable skills. You leverage your transferable skills. I'm a career change strategist, so you know that I'm loving anywhere where you can use your skills that you've used in a side hustle or just skills that you've learned and leverage them and move into a new industry or a new role. But
Absolutely.
business analyst to social media, that is such a different type of role. But I love it. I love the shift. I love the
Yes.
difference.
Yes. I had to
So
go.
you were saying that you mostly at the moment you do like a lot of LinkedIn and Instagram. And I was going to ask you, I feel like LinkedIn doesn't get as much love as sort of the TikToks, the Facebooks, the Instagrams. I feel
Right.
like LinkedIn's just sort of left out there. But why should people care about LinkedIn? Like, why should they want to get on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I mean, you were saying it very accurately. I think LinkedIn does a very poor job of marketing the platform. I live in Washington, D.C., and I take the public transportation a lot over here. And there are ads in the metro, the public transportation here for Facebook. There are ads for TikTok. And I'm like, don't y'all have enough users already? Y'all are still out here advertising these platforms? Like that, that is what LinkedIn doesn't do. Like you won't see a lot of ads for targeting people to say, sign up for the platform. So it does often get ignored, but LinkedIn is literally where the money resides. There's so many studies that show like the median income of people who are active on LinkedIn. That's where the decision makers are most active. That's where the CEOs are. That's where the hiring managers are. That's where the recruiters are. So if you are looking to get a new role, to transfer into a new industry, or if you're a service provider and you're looking for clients, LinkedIn is a very great platform for you to leverage. And if you're already creating content on Instagram and TikTok, just put that content on LinkedIn. Change up a little bit of the captions that you have on those TikTok or Instagram platforms, optimize it for LinkedIn, and just move forward with making money.
I love it. I never used to show LinkedIn that much love, I'm going to be honest.
Right.
I just used to always be more Instagram. LinkedIn was like only if I'm looking for a job and that's it.
Correct.
But then I just realized like networking, just whether it's job searching, whether it's my business, LinkedIn works. And you don't just need to be on there, like be serious. I think that's what the problem sometimes is. People
Right.
think you have to be this like, you're professional all day at work and then you have to come on LinkedIn and do the same thing. You have to speak a certain way and look a certain way. And that's how I feel about LinkedIn. And I think it's nothing like that, right?
Correct. Yes, a lot of people are like, oh, well, LinkedIn, like you said, is just for my resume, or it's just for when I'm job searching, or I have to be like really professional and stuffy. But, we're really redefining what it means to be quote unquote professional. So if you can't be yourself at work, you got to find a new job because they don't appreciate you for who you are. So if you can't be yourself on LinkedIn, what's the point? And that's really what attracts aligned, customers to you, the aligned companies to you, the ones who you can really be yourself. So show up as yourself in these spaces and the right places and people will come to you. They'll be attracted to you.
Oh, I love that you said that because I totally agree. I absolutely agree. Show up as yourself and you will find your tribe. I think we're
Yes.
so conditioned to being professional. And there's nothing wrong with being professional in professional spaces. However, you can be yourself and still be attractive to those professional spaces because they will now hire you based on your personality. I've worked in corporate for years and I've worked in the really stuffy offices where you have to speak a certain way. And then I've worked in the really relaxed, chilled out offices where we're recording Instagram videos at work with our boss and then getting on back to work because I showed up as myself. I showed up as who I really am online. I showed up as myself at interview. So I attracted a different type of company.
Correct.
And I think when you said that, that's so important because LinkedIn, like, guys, people listening right now, you might be shocked, but you can drop F-bombs on LinkedIn. I wouldn't advise you do it all the time, but sometimes in my captions, I drop an F-bomb. And I'm like, it's LinkedIn, I'm allowed. Like it feels naughtier on LinkedIn. But guys, LinkedIn has changed so much from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we just used it as a resume platform. So I love what Portia said about if you show up as yourself, you will find much more aligned careers.
Yep.
Now I want to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty.
Mm-hmm.
How on earth does LinkedIn help people change the salaries that they can access? How?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's a fantastic question. So now in the United States in particular, companies are required to put salary ranges on these job roles. And so whenever you go and see a job posting on LinkedIn, scroll all the way to the bottom to make sure you see the salary range. But the reason why this is particularly helpful, especially for women, for Black women and women of color, is because we always undersell ourselves. You can argue with your mama. The studies show it. The data show it. Like, say what you want to say. We always undersell ourselves, right? And so now you can go to that range and negotiate at the top of the range. Don't be like, oh, I'll go somewhere in the middle. No. Negotiate at the top of the range, because again, studies show that as a Black woman, woman of color, you are probably overqualified for the jobs that you're applying to. So that, in a sense, like, the studies show that women usually have to say, oh, I have 100% of these qualifications, I'm going to apply for this job. You're overqualified at that point. So when you go applying to these roles, make sure you are looking at the salary range and going to the top of the salary range. Don't go $1,000 below, $5,000 below. No, the top of the salary range is where you're going to start.
Yeah. 100.
And then from there, you can negotiate up, because they always have more money.
100%, 100%. Unfortunately, in the UK, we don't have a rule where they have to show the salary. It's not like a legal rule. There's nothing. They can if they want. They don't have to. Usually, rule of thumb, if there's no salary on the job, the salary's rubbish. Everyone listening, you know this. If you're in the UK, you already know. When they don't show the salary, they say competitive. Competitive with what? It usually means they're going to pay you minimum wage, but work you like you're the CEO of the company, or you're managing the company and you're running 10 teams, but they're going to pay you minimum wage. Other times, the reason they hide the salary in the UK is often because they're underpaying their current staff and the job and they're trying to recruit new talent at a higher salary. But if they put that on the job advert, the current staff would know who's getting paid, like what's going on. And that happens a lot. I'm a recruiter, so I'm talking from experience. I'm in human resources. So in the UK, that happens a lot. So for my UK ladies listening, if you don't see the salary band, I'm not saying do not apply, but make sure you know your salary in your head at the very beginning, so that nobody tricks you into being underpaid or going for a lower salary. Work on what you want in advance.
Yeah. And then also, if you can, just find the US equivalent of the role. I know on LinkedIn, and just see what the salary range is there. Of course, you have to adjust for wages, considering the cities, like, like in the States, DC, New York, LA, we typically have higher salaries. So you have to weigh that in. But I do think you, at least starting with because like you said, you don't know what these numbers are. And probably your entire career, you've probably been underpaid as a woman, Black woman, woman of color. You've been underpaid. So at least you have some type of information of what you should be targeting.
Yeah, facts. Women in the UK are wildly underpaid. Women across the world are wildly underpaid. And then if you add in women of color, Black women, even more underpaid. Like, just as a race of women, Black women are underpaid. But as a gender, women in general are totally underpaid. We do not ask for what we deserve. We get scared when it's time to... I had a client recently, the salary band was paying up to 117. She wanted 102, 105. She was going for a customer success manager role. And she said to them, I want 102. They said, what's your minimum? And she said 86.
What?
I said, and that was my reaction. And then we had to get into it, because I was like, why? Why did you do that? I never coached you on that. She was like, I got nervous because they said minimum. I said, the minimum is the same as if someone asks me my salary and I say 102, and then you say to me, what is your minimum? I will tell you 102 because it's not changing. But because she said 86, guess what they offered her?
86.
86. You said you wanted 86.
Absolutely.
86. So then we had to go back in and negotiate. But then the gap between 86 and 102 was so big, they were like, we're not giving you 102. We had to meet somewhere in the middle. And then I said to her, now it's up to you whether you take the job, but never undersell yourself. Never give a minimum and a maximum. I do not like when people do that. Like, if they say to me, what is your minimum? If I tell them I want 110 and they say, what is your maximum? I'm going to repeat 110, because my minimum and my maximum are the same. I want 110. And usually I've added on 10 or 15K to what I actually want anyway, so that you can negotiate me down. So just the fact that you're saying, like, people need to find out the salary and ask for the highest end of the salary.
Yeah.
You're so right. Like 1000%.
I hope people picked up what you said about offering 10 to 15K above what your minimum is. You have to negotiate. I don't care how scared you are. You're going to be scared when you can't pay your bills. You must negotiate that. You have to. It's a practice. Women are always like, oh, what if they take away the job offer? Okay, forget them then. Move on to the next one. They don't appreciate you.
Why do you want to stay with someone who will take away the job offer because you asked for what you deserve? Why? Why? Like,
Right.
what? What? That's like dating a crappy man and then saying, "Oh, what if he leaves me? We want him to leave you. He's rubbish." What's the difference?
Exactly.
What? Don't make no sense. Oh, what if I lose the job? Good that you lost
Good.
the job, because why do you want that job? And usually, let's be honest, I don't know how it works in the US, but in the UK for sure, usually what happens is they tell you, we can't offer you that. The most we can offer you is this. They don't usually take away the offers from us. They usually actually come back with a counter offer. That's the point of negotiation. And most times it's in the budget. Like they have it in their budget and they have an extra budget. If the salary is 100K, they probably have 150K because they have a buffer to go higher, but
absolutely,
they will only go higher if you show them you're worth it, but also ask for it. Most of the time, it's just because you didn't ask.
Correct.
You don't get if you don't ask. So,
right.
Yeah, so important. So, yeah, 100%. So, what do you think are some ways that women can use LinkedIn to attract higher paying jobs? So, like on the career side, how do you think people can like attract to them? So instead of them maybe having to go and look for it, how can they attract jobs to themselves?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is just optimizing your LinkedIn profile because it is a keyword driven platform. You got to incorporate a lot of keywords from your industry into your LinkedIn profile, especially in the about section on LinkedIn, which I work with a lot of women one-on-one. And that's the section that they're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to write. So they leave it blank. But that is literally your key to gaining visibility when it comes to recruiters. Optimizing your profile is the easiest thing you can do. I would say if you're feeling stuck, start with the headline. That's a great way to start. The headline is that area in your LinkedIn profile where most people will just put their current or most recent job title because that's the default that LinkedIn gives you. So when you set up your LinkedIn profile, when you put in your first job title, LinkedIn will automatically make that your headline, but you can edit that and you get 220 characters to edit that. So I recommend, if you can, put in some keywords from your industry. I often recommend for my clients who are professionals doing a couple keywords followed by a value proposition statement. So something like, I create marketing plans that keep customers engaged and coming back. Like that could be your value proposition statement in your headline. And then using some keywords that are very directed towards the marketing industry. And this is another area where you should not be afraid to really talk about your skill set. So if you are like an aficionado in making PowerPoint presentations that wow people, like make sure you're including that in your LinkedIn headline. And then you're going to move down to your about section and your experience section. And so when the recruiters, but here's the thing is people don't realize that you can attest to this, that recruiting has changed so much over the past couple of years because it used to be recruiters, you could only contact them via phone. Then it was like, oh, you can only contact them via phone and email. Now they got phone, email, they find that people on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. So they get a lot of messages. So you have to like, do not take it personal. If a recruiter reaches out to you and you don't hear from them again, oh, well, at least you have the evidence that your profile is working. You need the evidence to show, right? That's all you need. So optimize that profile. That's the easiest thing I recommend.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I love that you said basically don't take it personally. Like, guys, it's not fun when recruiters ghost you. Like, that's something I try my best not to do. But yes, recruiters get hundreds and thousands of messages. They cannot respond to all of them. And why are you taking everything so personally? It wasn't about you. It was more about them than it is about you. And the fact that you were like, oh, well, why can't you see the good in it? The good is that your profile is working. You are attracting people are reaching out to you. So sometimes it is about looking at the silver lining. People lean so much more to the negative. Oh, the recruiter didn't get back to me. Something must be wrong with my profile. No, they reached out to you in the first place. Doesn't make sense. They reached out to you in the first place. So there's nothing wrong with your profile. The job might be gone. Like they might not have the job anymore. They're embarrassed to tell you, but you're just saying, oh, there must be something wrong with my profile. No.
Exactly.
And I like you shared that a lot of people probably don't know this, but you can edit your headline. Like your title doesn't have to be your current job title. A lot of people, they're like, oh, I didn't even know that. Your headline can be changed. It doesn't need to be your first job at all. My headline does not say recruiter. No. or operations director. No, it doesn't need to, because
Right.
if I'm looking for that type of role, then it might have that in there, but you can edit it, guys. And the about section, I love what you shared that about the about section, because the about section to me is when I edit a CV, the personal profile, the summary at the top, the first thing people read, that's the most important thing. That's keyword optimized. That's what the ATS is going to look at. That's what the human's going to look at. I feel like the about section is the same equivalent on your LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you want people to talk to you, you want people to look at you, you need to make it keyword rich. So
yes,
really
precisely.
like that. Oh, I really like that. Have you got any other tips? I was going to ask you what are your top 3 things, but like you've already given us 2. Is there any other tips you would give someone who's on LinkedIn? They got no idea what they're not sure what to do. Maybe they're new to the platform or they're not active. Right. What things could they start doing now that might help them attract some better paying jobs, or even if they've got a business, attract better, like more clients? What could they do?
Yeah, well, first, it seems so simple, but make sure you have a profile photo that is visible to everybody on the platform. It's one of the easiest ways for you to increase your visibility just and start attracting more people. So that's the easiest thing I recommend doing. And then also reaching out to a couple, maybe 2 or 3 past colleagues and asking them to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn. That's also super helpful. That's especially helpful if you're a service provider, reaching out to past clients and asking them to give you a recommendation on the profile. And here's one that seems, another one that's simple, but it's so easy. Just update your URL, your profile URL, to get rid of those random numbers and letters that are at the end of your URL. So you can have one that is just branded personally for you. So when you go to these various online networking events and people say, oh, share your LinkedIn profile in the chat, you can easily just remember you don't have to go to LinkedIn, copy it. You can just type it in there directly when you are doing those networking things. So these are just like very easy fixes. Like you don't have to go and do a complete LinkedIn profile overhaul in one day. That's just too much work. So do very easy fixes to help increase your visibility on the platform.
Oh, well, thank you. I still need to go and change my URL. You said that and I was like, oh, I feel attacked. Mine's still got all the numbers.
Oh, yeah, change it.
Mine still has Adele-Thompson and about 1 million numbers that I don't know what they are, who they're for, what they mean. And the thing is, I know that you can change the URL, but I'm just literally lazy and I need to go and do it. So immediately after this call, I need to go and head to my LinkedIn and be like, okay, let's get rid of all these random numbers, because there's like 4s and 2s and 7. I don't even know what numbers they are. So
exactly.
Why are they there? Like, make my life easier so I can actually remember. Because I actually always have to go to LinkedIn and find my URL. And I'm like, copy, paste.
Right. It's a lot.
It is. And you mentioned about the photo. And I think photos are really important, because someone asked me about photos recently on LinkedIn, the picture. And they were like, on my profile picture, does it need to look like a passport picture? Like, do I need to be like very stiff, forward facing, or like a school picture? They were like, do I need to put a suit on? So can you share like what the LinkedIn photos need to be looking like these days in 2023?
That's a great question. No, yeah, I do LinkedIn webinars as well. I tell people that you do not have to have on a suit. You don't have to be wearing a blue blazer. You should show off your personality, because that again attracts the right companies to you. So me, I'm known for wearing lots of bright colors, large earrings, and bright lipsticks. So that's what you see in my LinkedIn profile. And if the company has an issue with it, if the client has an issue with it, that's not my problem, because that's just how I show up in the world, right? So you have to really be true to yourself. And especially for Black women, I get so disheartened when I hear, like, there used to be maybe last year on LinkedIn, where a lot of Black women would say, I'm afraid to wear my natural hair and my profile photo. Like, I don't know what they're going to say. And it's like, well, that's their problem. That's not your problem at all. You shouldn't be penalized for how your hair literally grows out of your head. So however you plan on showing up at work is how you should have yourself portrayed in your LinkedIn profile photo. I tell people it's basically your digital handshake. So it is what you carry around with you on LinkedIn. If you don't want to wear a wig to work every day, don't have a wig on in your profile photo. That's it.
Simple. I like it. And I think age has definitely taught me that. I definitely code switched a lot and would wear my hair certain ways to go to interviews.
Right.
I left my last job. I was in my last job for 11 years and I've recently been interviewing. I'm actually starting a new job very soon. And I went to interview and I realized like I had my giant hoops on. Like I love a big hoop. And I would never of like 10, 15 years, I'd never shown up at an interview with my hoops on, but I had my hoops on, I had my lashes in, I had my hair, and I was like, oh. And then I had my braids in and I had like waist length braids. And I was like, wait, who's this girl? Who's this Adele? Who's this woman? And then after the interview, like I looked at myself and then remembered, like I was like, oh, so we're just doing whatever we want now. But I feel like because of me showing up like that, and like I said, 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have, I've attracted an opportunity that not only do they see the real me, how I look, but also my personality. So it's a combination. Before it was always my personality, but now I feel like it's also the real me. And I like that you said that. I feel like just talking to you, your confidence is on like 10. And I love that about you. Like the fact that you're just like, I'm going to show up as I am. And the client or the companies will find me. And if they don't like what they see, bye.
Yeah.
And people don't say that enough. Like, I love that. Like people, anyone listening, I want you to hear that level of confidence. I am who I am. My hair, my face, my skin, whatever it is, I am who I am. You take it or leave it. You like me or you don't. Stop trying to attract these companies that aren't aligned with you. And then when you start the job, you hate the job. Of course you hate the job because you pretended to be something you weren't to get in the room.
Listen, let the people know. Preach to the people.
What? I love it. I love it. Listen, I'm all things confidence. I'm a career change coach, but I'm all things confidence first. And I love the way you just talk about how women should be owning who they are. And that ownership affects your money. I don't care what anyone says. The more you own who you are, the more the money, the numbers go up in your bank account.
Listen, you're speaking on it. I tell people all the time, if you think about a doctor, right? The more niche the doctor gets, the more they charge, right? The higher the salary.
Right?
Therefore,
Dr. Miami. Hello. He's not getting what the general doctor that you go to when you've got a cold or a flu. They're not making it. They are not the same, guys.
Exactly. That is it. That is it. And even Dr. Miami, he has what he's known for, right?
Yeah.
Like
specifics.
The niche. That's how you charge the most. So I'm 1000% on that.
Oh my gosh. I love this conversation. I can speak to you for ages. I literally speak to you forever. Like, I love your energy. I love the way you show up online is the way you show up in person. And that doesn't always happen because I've met people in person that show up very differently than they do online. But your energy I feel your energy through this on this call, guys. We're on Zoom and I feel Portia's energy and I feel it when she's online. Like if you go to her LinkedIn, you will know the same person you hear me interviewing is the same person that you're going to see on her LinkedIn.
For sure. Thank you.
But what I wanted to ask you is another question I wanted to ask you before we sort of wrap up is there's a common thought that you should only use LinkedIn when you're actively job searching. What are your thoughts?
First of all, actively job searching is a joke. You need to always be open and ready to leave these jobs because they will drop you in a heartbeat. So you need to always be open and available.
Stay ready.
Okay, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So make sure your LinkedIn profile is optimized. I often recommend to people, especially if you can put a reminder on your calendar to make quarterly updates to your LinkedIn profile, because that helps keep you on track of things I've done in my role. We often are so in our roles that we don't understand, like you're making a difference, you're making an impact. But to you, it's just like, oh, this is mundane. I do this all the time. But there's a company who needs that skill set. So if you can just make not even a quarterly overhaul, just like update a couple bullet points in your experience section or update your about section a little bit, just so you're staying up to par on your LinkedIn profile. Like you don't want to get behind. You don't want to be like, because the issue is that when you need to find a new job, you're already behind, right? You're in that mode of desperation where it's like, oh, I'll take any job. I'll do anything. But if you're constantly staying on top of your LinkedIn profile, then you don't have that energy. You should always be ready to go and leave these jobs.
Oh, listen, talk, because these jobs these days, people are getting laid off left, right, and center. People are not expected. Like, listen, we have to, doesn't matter how much you love your job, you need to be loyal to yourself. If you are open to opportunities at all times, you can get a new job that you weren't even looking for. I've had people reach out to me and I wasn't even looking for work. And I'm like, oh, this looks good. Let's see what's going on over here. Because listen, my goals and the way my life is set up, I want to love what I do. But if I could love something more somewhere else and get paid even more, I'm going to say bye. I'm very sorry, guys. So let's keep it real.
No, that's right.
So my final question for you, what's one thing you wish you knew about LinkedIn sooner?
Man, if I had known about the ability to just attract money-making opportunities, I would have been on LinkedIn, I say probably 5 years ago when I started taking entrepreneurship more seriously. And I would have created courses. I would have had all of these things. I would have taken it a lot more seriously years ago if I had known about just the ability not only to make money from one-on-one clients, but like you said, attracting new roles that you weren't even looking for, but then also attracting corporate clients as well. There's just so many opportunities to make money on LinkedIn. The only thing they need to work on is getting some type of marketplace for the content creators to make money from these brands. Because some of these companies need to be paying me for mentioning them in my posts. But yeah, if I had known, I would have been using it like I use it today, 5 years ago.
Oh, love it. See, what I heard, guys, was if you like money, get on LinkedIn. That's what I heard. I'm saying I heard a lot of that. Listen, if you like the right companies, you like the right opportunities, but if you like money also, be on LinkedIn. And I totally agree because I was able to get my new job and attract clients using LinkedIn. I've done both. In the last year, I've done both. So it's where the money resides, guys.
Yes.
And this is from a woman who has not had an interview in 11 years, was able to get the salary she wanted in the role she wanted using LinkedIn. So, and they must know my personality because if you look at my LinkedIn profile, it shows that I'm a coach. It shows all my stuff. It doesn't even talk to the job that I'd applied for. So, guys, I want you to just, Portia, like Portia said, opportunities. LinkedIn is where you need to be. I champion that. I'm behind that. Get on LinkedIn. Portia. Yes. I'm sad that we have to end this conversation because, like I said, I feel like you're a whole vibe. But let the people know, where can they find you? How can they work with you? Let them know. I'm going to put it in the show notes, but let them know.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, so I do offer one-on-one coaching sessions for women. Typically, the ones who do my one-on-one sessions, the done with you. So we do 90 minutes done with you. By the end of the 90 minutes, you got a new LinkedIn profile. Typically, professional women will book that service with me. Then I have one-on-one done for you. And typically the service providers and the coaches, like people who are running small businesses, they'll typically book that one. That's where you send me your information. I write out your profile stuff. You review it, approve it. I go into your profile, update it. You wake up tomorrow morning, you have a new LinkedIn profile. And then I also do corporate webinars. So helping employees, we could have had a whole conversation about how these companies are not leveraging their employees to be their brand advocates on LinkedIn. It's the easiest marketing tool in the world. But yes, I also do LinkedIn webinars for corporations as well. You can find me on LinkedIn, Portia Obeng. You can find me at my website, portiaobeng.com. I have a newsletter that I send out. I've been doing well. I send it out twice a month. Yes, I've been doing well with my newsletter. And then that's it. I don't really use the internet outside of LinkedIn. That's okay.
Portia said, just find her on LinkedIn. Find her where the money resides.
Where the money resides. Exactly. Precisely.
Oh, Portia, thank you so much for joining me. I know that the people listening get so much from this episode. It has been an absolute pleasure to meet you and to interview you. Thank you for being a guest. Yeah, and we have to do this again. I'm sure there's going to be other topics that will come up and we'll have to do something like this in the future. But thank you. Thank you
for having me. I appreciate it.
I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening and see you next time.